Another road trip, this time from the house to the boat. So off to Titchmarsh Marina we go. Let's see how this one comes out. Another 15 minutes of total excitement for you all. Now, apparently London Road has reopened, but I'm going to go along the seafront because I'm sure that'll be a more interesting drive than London Road. So we shall see how this comes out. Again, I was quite impressed with the footage. I've moved the microphone, it's now up by my mouth, so hopefully the sound will be a bit better than where I had it positioned last time. Fingers crossed. Anyway, off we go. Beautiful sunny day as well, so not a bad day to go out and not a bad day to nip down to the boat. So let's go and find the seafront. I am, however, going to open the window because it's a wee bit warm in here. Not that we're going to complain about that. So hopefully the noise won't be too bad. Get a bit of airflow in the car. Going to record this all in one take, but I might possibly edit it down somewhat in post-production. Anyway, welcome to sunny Clacton-on-Sea. Going to be a bit hazy driving this way, I'm afraid, but hopefully the polarizer will help somewhat with that. A trike. My mate Andy would like that, he'd approve. Mr. Trikey himself. Now I have also given the top of the dashboard a little wipe over because I did notice on the previous video I done that there were cobwebs, terrible, in the line of vision of the camera, so hopefully they'll be removed this time round so the view will be a bit less obstructed. So for those that don't know, we're just heading towards Clacton Town Centre. My other friend Stu will be impressed with the bus in front, training up the next generation of bus drivers, so it says. Anyway, yes, I digressed there. We're heading into the town, or towards the town centre, and then we'll get onto the seafront from there and drive along the seafront to Holland-on-Sea, then across the Holland Marshes into Kirby, then Lower Kirby, and then Walton on the Naze, hopefully. That's the plan. As long as we don't come across any road closures, roadworks, or any other obstructions that mean we have to divert a different way. Once this bus is cleared, if you look straight ahead on this roundabout, or straight ahead via the left, you'll see a big sign for Clacton Electronics. Nice local landmark for Clacton. And Roz is in there as we speak. Oh, I've just had a text message probably from Roz, but I can't read it because I'm driving. I could ask Siri to read it, I suppose. Just bear with me. Hey Siri, read text message.
Ross said, I did see elite leaflets in the Chandery. Would you like to reply?
Yes.
What would you like to say to Ross?
Okay, I'll pick one up.
Sending. Okay, I'll pick one up.
That was exciting, wasn't it? For those wondering what that conversation was about, we're getting hold of some details for some people so we can start preparing to get a new canopy made for Lady Emma. Oh, hold on, I'm going to turn the music off or we'll get a copyright strike, sorry. We don't want any of that. I should have put one of my brother's banging tunes on, shouldn't I? I would have got away with that one. Never mind, next time. So we're in Pier Avenue now, so this is, if you, not that you can drive straight down because of the one-way system, but if you drove straight down, you'd come out right in front of the pier. You'd never guess that with the name Pier Avenue, would you? Anyway, welcome to Clacton Town Centre. We're going to skirt around this somewhat and get onto Clacton Seafront. Seafront, here we come. On the left hand side there is what used to be Seaview Nursing Home. Many a fond memory, sort of, from way back when. Anyway, Clacton Seafront, here we are. Water's looking nice and calm. Depending on whether anyone's about, possibly take the boat out for a little spin later, we shall see. If not, we can just sit in the harbour and drink copious tea and coffee and munch on some biscuits. Certainly not a bad day out there. One of the few things I wish the Osmo Pocket 3 had, along with the DJI app that you can run from your phone like I am doing now to use it, is obviously I'm driving the car and you can use the touchscreen on the phone to control aspects of the Osmo Pocket 3's operation as you can with the touchscreen on the device itself. But the buttons are fairly small, and if you're driving, it's not the easiest thing to control, which is why I said we'll just do this in sort of one take. But one of the things you can do, obviously, is just press a button and the camera flips round to put you on face view. So the gimbal just turns around and does a 180-degree turn, and then you can look at my lovely wrinkle-free, beautiful face. But trying to hit that tiny little button on the telephone screen is not the easiest thing in the world, so I just wish it had voice commands. As, for instance, my GoPro's got, you can talk to it. And it'd be handy in this day and age if they implemented some sort of voice commands that you could do, or gesture commands even, although that would be a bit difficult because at the moment the camera's not looking at me, so it'd have a hard job knowing what I'm gesturing. But anyway, you get my drift. I think that would be a handy firmware software update to the app to give even more control to the camera. What do you guys think? Or am I barking up the wrong tree and it's perfectly easy to use as it is? We're behind another bus, as you can see, along the seafront. It's not the open top bus for the holiday makers though. Not entirely sure whether that's running yet. I presume it probably was over the bank holiday. See some nice properties along here, including this new block of flats, which is a very Art Deco style. You'll see on the left hand side there. As we get to the end of this road, we hit the roundabout, and there's a fairly recent build, large property, which is very much an Art Deco style property. Good looking building though. So cost a few bob, I should think. You'll see it in a minute anyway, as we whiz past it. So if you look straight ahead, you'll see it coming into view as we go around this corner now. Handsome, isn't it? There you go. Right. Let's get on to the Holland Marshes. Thankfully we haven't had any rain as of late, or any significant rain, because this is rather prone to flooding in the wetter months, to the point sometimes it's almost impassable and you have to go the other way around to get into Frinton and Walton via Thorpe Soken. Now this road is a national speed limit road, you probably saw the signs, but really 60 mile per hour is not a realistic speed to be driving down here. 40 is a more realistic sort of target to be hitting yourself at, but we're trundling along at a whole 35 at the moment, so it's a nice restful little run. I just remembered an advert that used to run on TV years and years ago. The car in front is a Toyota. And indeed it is. Anyway, we're entering Great Holland now. got one of my favourite photos of my old MG ZTT in Great Holland, overlooking the seafront or the sea and the Gunfleet Sands. What do you call them? Wind farm. That's the word I'm looking for. Some of my friends and members of the 75 and ZT Owners Club will remember that photo. Got in the calendar once, back in the day. I think from memory it was probably about 2010. Interesting name of the little lane off to the left, that's Pork Lane. Makes you wonder if there used to be a pig farm or something of that nature down there. Probably was. Answers on a postcard. As we head down this road, eventually we'll get to the very bottom where we go underneath the railway bridge with the what's the word I'm looking for? I'm lost for words today. The cemetery on the left, but as you go under the bridge, that is one of the most notorious places for flooding there. And the drains just don't cope with the amount or volume of water that goes down the hill both sides and congregates there. And yes, it's interesting if you want to turn your car into a boat to get through it. There won't be any water there today, I shouldn't think. Birds chirping in the trees there. Not entirely sure the microphone would have picked that up for you. Certainly no flooding today. Now we're in Kirby now, and we've got two choices. We can go down Halstead Road, where my friend Chris lives, or we can go straight over and through Frinton and then to the gates, Frinton gates, and turn left there, which I think we'll go because it's probably just a bit more interesting. So we're going to go straight over here and heading, well, not fully into, but sort of into Frinton. Well, I haven't really got a lot of choice. Go on, get on with it. Car in front is no longer a Toyota, it's a Mazda. Close, but no cigar. As we wander up here, shortly on the left hand side is Parker's Garden Centre. I believe it used to be Frinton Garden Centre. I haven't been in there for many a moon, but from recollection and from what people say, the cafe in there is very good. You know I like to point out good eateries, and that is one. And of course you can pick up some plants as well while you're there. There's quite a lot of traffic for this time of the day. Still half term, I suppose. There's some holiday bob people making their way down to the beaches. And there's Parker's Garden Centre on the left. Now ordinarily at this mini roundabout we're approaching here, I'd swing a left, which is a sort of shortcut down towards Titchmarsh Marina, but I'm going to go straight over and go to the gates, the railway gates for Frinton railway station, and hook a left there. They say years and years ago, or not that many years ago, it was famous for having a manual white wooden railway gates. You used to have the man in the hut that come out and open them manually, and basically the posh part of Frinton is when you were inside the gates, and the cheap seats, if you like, were outside of the gates. Not that there's anything wrong with the area outside either, but so on the right hand side you can probably see that retaining wall, that is the railway station there. So you turn right if you're going to go into Frinton town centre, but we're going left. You could go straight over if you're going to Walton on the Naze itself, but as we're going to Titchmarsh, we're going to be doing a left here, and we're going to go driving down towards the Triangle Shopping Centre. Once a Co-op, now a Tesco's, plus many other little establishments there. That car on the left there that's coming out, that's where that shortcut from the mini roundabout would have taken us if we'd gone down there. This is the Triangle Shopping Centre. At my screen briefly while on a quiet bit of road, I would suggest my gimbal is probably not in the right setting, as it's a bit slow to respond, and yeah, looks like we're on a motorbike while it's leaning, and another one pulling out in front of oncoming traffic. Right, we are now turning into Coles Lane from Titchmarsh Marina. I will apologise in advance, but there are speed bumps down this road for very good reasons, so any jolty bits of footage, you know why, but I will be attacking them at a reasonably slow speed. Here comes the first one, so brace yourself, or selves. There you go. I don't know how well you can pick it up in the distance, but if you look above those trees there, you can see the masts and the yachts of the boats in the Marina Basin, and those up on the Hard as well. Now we would normally spin off to the left once we get through the gate at Titchmarsh, which is what takes us to the part of the marina where our boat is moored, but I'm going straight ahead because I'm going into the chandlery shop because sandwiches, cakes, biscuits, provisions, etc, etc. So it'd be rude not to. I may, you never know, I may, if I want to make myself look even more silly, take the camera with me. Bump. Have a bump. but we'll see. It's lovely blue sky. I'm glad I've got the polarizer on. I just had a little glimpse at the screen, and it looks nice. Let me come to a stop while we're on no road. Sorry, we are on a road without traffic, and I'll attempt. There we go. That's what I was trying to do earlier, or mentioning, was pressing that button, but I didn't want to do it whilst we're moving, so it's a bit awkward. I'd managed it the other day, but it wasn't bright sunshine, so I could actually see the screen to see what I was pressing. So, anyway, morning all. So one of the tests of the mount that I've got the camera on in the car, the Osmo, I don't know, I get the feeling I just said GoPro, but the Osmo is the mount will be used for when we take the boat out as well, so we can get some good sort of action stuff stabilised without me having to handhold it, so I can drive the boat without having to concentrate on the camera. There we go. So anyway, welcome to Titchmarsh Marina. I will put you back on the view because all you can see is me at the moment. There we go. So on the left, that turn in there is where we go for our boat, and there's also where the Harbour Lights restaurant is. Very nice that it is too, so should you want some food in there, go for it, as we have done on several occasions. But today we're in the cheap seat, so we're just going to get a sandwich and a few bits and bobs. I think I will, as you're going out there, nick the spot you just came out of. That'll be perfect, as they say. Right. That'll do nicely. Okay guys, I've extracted myself from the car, and I've extracted the camera, so off we go. Morning. So when you want work done on your boat, this is where you get it taken out, up on the hard, and you can beaver away to your heart's content. On the right hand side we have David Morris, which is the yacht brokers here. So you can probably see some nice boats for sale. I'll just show you around there. There we go. Very nice too. You may have seen a previous video or two from there. Anyway, in we go. Fine selection of sandwiches, pastries, cakes, etc, etc. Must remember to pick up a pint of milk while I'm here as well. Okay, so I'll take you out, drive the car back to our car park. Past the Harbour Lights restaurant en route to the car. What I might do is I'll swivel the camera round, because on the outside of the restaurant is a sign with all the current opening times that they're in operation. So if I scoot by that sign and spin the camera around, you'll be able to see. I mean, this may change as the season progresses, but should you wish to, look. I don't know if you can read that all. Okay people, we're parked up in the car park. We're going to head down to the boat now. Past the bins. carrier bag along with the camera, and the carrier bag's rustling in the wind, so apologies. The tide is fairly out, so we'll have a bit of a steep drop down to the boat. Again, for anyone wanting to bring their boat along to Titchmarsh Marina, they are the charges for visiting boats. There we go. We have a nice little notice board here which gives you all the tide times and other stuff that's going on at Titchmarsh, which is updated all the time. So there you go. I'll let this gentleman go first. Cheers. Morning. Not a bad one either. Okay. Only a short walk to our boat. And here is Lady Emma. So I'm just going to stop this video so I can open up and get in, and I'll catch you when we're inside. Okay, open Lady Emma up. Get some air going, and yeah, I shall get back on board, put the kettle on. So, we are here, folks.